What's up, guys? It's Casey Zogelman, aka the fourth Sanderson sister, here coming at you with our 600 subscriber celebration Q&A video. I'm excited to do this. I think we had 16 questions come in from a few different people. We're celebrating the new year and the year of the Sanderson sisters by doing this. Hope everybody had a decent new year. Mine was okay. I, like the rest of the world, was rocked to the very core whenever we found out that Betty White tragically passed away at 99, 2 weeks before her 100th birthday. That freaking sucked. This world's gonna be a lot less happy without her. I personally think the only hope we have for a timeline restoration at this point lies with the Sanderson sisters coming back in the fall. Buckle up, y'all. 2022 is gonna be crazy. Alright, so like I said, this is the 600 subscriber celebration Q&A with questions from you guys. I have the community post pulled up. I'm just going to go down the list of whatever order it's in. You guys were limited to 3 questions because there are 3 sisters. And I think we're just going to dive right in and get started because this could take a little while. I'm excited though. So, just because it's straight down, we have the first round of questions comes from Sarah May, who is my best friend in real life. Thank you so much for submitting questions, Sarah. I love you to death. So her first question is, what's one thing you would change about the first film? Absolutely nothing. I would change absolutely nothing about the first film. It is perfect in every way. I have no qualms. Okay, maybe one thing I'd like to see, and that's just the deleted scene where Winifred is shoved into the school swimming pool by her sisters. I just want to see that. That's it. But other than that, wouldn't change a dang thing. Not a thing. 2, if you could choose different actresses to play the Sanderson sisters, who would they be? Don't make me answer this. This is blasphemy. Don't make me answer this. Only you can get away with this question. Alright, well, I'll say it in terms of let's go back in time. Say this was made before 1993. Y'all want to know who I'd want to play them? B. Arthur, Betty White, and Estelle Getty. I have to leave Rue McClanahan out just because Blanche and Rose are both put together to make Sarah. So I'd like to see 3 of the Golden Girls actresses do it. I'd like to see B being Winifred, Betty is Sarah, and Estelle would be a really funny Mary. So there you go. There's my picks. For if I could choose different actresses to play the Sanderson sisters, who would they be? B. Arthur, Betty White, and Estelle Getty. However, again, that's blasphemy. No one should play them but those girls. Alright. Number 3, what are your opinions on a Hocus Pocus Broadway musical? I needed it yesterday. I needed it yesterday. Kenny Ortega has said in a couple interviews that he would love to take it to Broadway. Frankly, that's something I would really like to see. I think it would translate well to the stage, if just for some of the effects that they did on camera, you could mimic those on stage. For instance, my favorite, The Practical Flight, which I did a whole video on me being excited about that coming back in the sequel, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. I would love to see it as a Broadway show. We could get more musical numbers, which wouldn't work in a movie format. We didn't need a ton of musical numbers, but we would get a full version of I Put a Spell on You. That I 100% need. We'd get a full version instead of a 42-second version of Come Little Children, that would be even better. That'd be fantastic. Mary could probably get a song. We could probably get more songs. If you think Jay and Ice aren't going to have a little rap battle to introduce themselves at the beginning of this, you're crazy, because I'd love to see that too. I think a Hocus Pocus Broadway musical would be fan-freaking-tastic, and I needed it yesterday. So Kenny Ortega, if you see this, I'm on board. Would be happy to throw a little bit of money your way. I don't have a lot, but I could give you $100. So that's all from Sarah May. Again, love you very much. Thank you so much for submitting questions. So the next bit we've got is from Linda Clark. She has 3 questions for me, and those are, who do you ship more, Winifred and Billy or Sarah and Billy, and why? Sarah and Billy 100%, and the why is because of the freaking reunion show. When I got to that part, because I never really cared about it. Never really cared about the relationship other than, oh yeah, it's a driving force between these two characters. There's a big wedge between them. Between Sarah and Winnie because of that. So it made for good character development, but I didn't really realize how much I cared about that relationship until Doug Jones started telling that story in the reunion of how Winifred put Billy under a love potion spell, but he met Sarah when he wasn't under the influence of it, and he fell in love with her, and she fell in love with him, and they were meant to be together, and then Winifred ripped that away from them, and I'm just like, where's that story? I want this movie too, please. Prequel. Man. That broke my heart during that reunion show. Oof. Oofa doofa. It hurt. Because I was just sitting there going, this is being a fun little hour and a half reunion show of them being goofy and all this stuff. I wasn't prepared for feels that night, and I was sitting on my bed going, oh my heart. Why would you do this to me? Like, of all the things, because there were a few things in there that I thought were pretty fun and interesting, but obviously nothing you could canonize. Except that. That should have been canon, and I kind of hope that they canon that in the sequel, because we do know that Billy is coming back. That's going to provide another little interesting element, and I really, really hope that story makes its way into the sequel. I 100% want to see that get canon, because it was so good. It was such a good, thought-out plot, and I loved it. So, Sarah and Billy, that's why. Okay, second question. Name at least one thing you liked about the Hocus Pocus 2 book that wasn't the retelling of the first movie. Okay. You guys know how much I despise that sequel book. I've talked about it a bunch of times on this channel. Now, I will say, for all the guff and crap I give it, and it's rightfully so, there were a couple parts that I did like. I liked that they brought Mama Sanderson back. I thought that was a great idea. Execution was just poor. I liked that the author was trying to give Mary a little bit more standing on her own kind of thing. I thought that was really good, but then she immediately backtracked on it, which, yeah, it was a good gag, and I could see that happening at the same time, but at the same time, I was like, no, I wanted to see where this went, because I was into it. I liked that. I liked when they discovered Siri. That was really funny, and I appreciated it. Like, there were little bits that I did actually like. Those three in particular. The execution was just really poor, and all the bad kind of outweighed the good to the point where I was just like, I really can't keep reading this because it's just upsetting me. So, I liked that they brought Mama Sanderson back. I thought that was a freaking great idea. I was like, yes, let's focus on this. Let's focus on this. I really want to see this. Oh my gosh, I'm all for it. And then they went in the other direction and made it a romance novel, and I was just like, but this, not this. And yeah, so she did make an appearance at the end, but I couldn't get into it. It couldn't hold my attention after that. I liked Mama Sanderson coming back. I liked the thought of Mary getting a little more independence, which they immediately backtracked on. And I loved the discovering Siri bit. If they don't do that in the sequel, I am going to be upset. Number 3 is there any part of Hocus Pocus 2 Hocus Pocus 2. I'm reading two lines at the same time. Sorry. Is there any part of Hocus Pocus that you would change to suit your preferences? Like I said in the other question, I wouldn't change anything. I'd like to see the pool scene, but that could be rectified by just putting that on as a deleted scene. I'm looking at you, Disney. 2 years. You got 2 years. Actually, you don't have 2 years because we're in 2022 now. You've got this year and part of next year. You have a year and a half to collect all the deleted scenes, put it on another Blu-ray, and release it for the 30th anniversary. Please, that's all I'm asking for. Is it so hard to just get me the deleted scenes? So, I wouldn't change a thing about the original Hocus Pocus. It's perfect. Okay, so this is from Only Seth Davis. Do you think the Sanderson sisters will/should be redeemed at the end of the sequel? This is a very tough question. Because it's like it's a 50-50 thing with me. Half of me says no, but half of me says yes. Because, like, it would provide a very interesting plot point for them to be redeemed. But it's also going to be really hard to redeem these three because they're not good people. But we also don't know anything about their backstory yet. I've got my own theory on all of that and why I think it would make sense that they were redeemed, which that was in my Tony Hale video, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. Because I always, ever since the Maleficent movie came out, I've liked the evil isn't born, it's made thing that they used as a slogan for that. Because I think it would make a lot of sense for these three as well. Gosh, this is a very loaded question. Good question, Only Seth Davis. Because will they? Probably not. But again, I'm going to use Maleficent and Cruella as an example and say the female villains have been getting a lot of redemption lately. That's been a pretty popular thing at Disney right now, is villain redemption arcs. So I'm going to give it a 50-50 shot that they're going to get redeemed, or at least one, maybe two of them will get redeemed. I'm giving those to Sarah and Mary just because Winnie's going to be really, really hard to redeem. Should they? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's like I said, half of me wants to go one way, half of me wants to go the other way. Should they? Maybe. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see them get redeemed. I think it would bring a lot of cool stuff. From a writing standpoint, it would bring cool stuff to the plot to see them get redeemed. But at the same time, I don't know that they'll do that simply because it has been 29 years since the first movie came out. And if they want this to be a success, they're really going to be mimicking a lot of the elements from the first one to make this a success. To make this something that we've been waiting on for almost 3 decades. It's a double-edged sword because, like, redeeming them would be awesome. But would we be spending too much time on doing that than we would our regular Sanderson sister shenanigans, which we all want to see? We all want more shenanigans because we've got a whole lot of new technology stuff that would make for great sight gags and funny little booby traps for them. But at the same time, it would make for a really good story. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm both ways. I would be happy either way. I think I would be a little bit happier if they did redeem them. I would like to see them get redeemed a little bit. Will they or should they? That is literally a 50-50. In my opinion, I think it would be very interesting to see that happen. But logically speaking, I don't know. Again, villain redemption's on the upswing. Maleficent, Cruella. Female villains. These three are female villains. I could see them getting the same treatment. But we'll see. We'll see. We've got officially in countdown mode 10 months. So we'll find out. So thank you for that question, Only Seth Davis. That was a very rough one to answer because it's such an interesting topic. So the next question we have is from Hex Gaming. If you could ask each of the Sanderson sisters a question, what would they be? Oh, boy. I'm only limited to one? Man, this is hard. I should have prepared for this question, but I wasn't. I was trying to do all of these on the fly, and now that I'm to this one, I'm like, oh. Don't know. Also, real quick, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a glove, it's a compression glove because my hand is hurting, and I work with my hands a lot, and joint pain. If I could ask each of them a question. I guess... Jeez, this is really hard. Editing Casey's probably getting mad at me right now because of all the long pauses she's going to have to edit out. I really don't know. I guess one that I would have, and this would specifically would be for Mary, because she's the caregiver of the family, I would like to ask her, what do you do when you're the one who's sick or hurt? Do you just push through it, or do you take time for yourself to get better? Which I kind of feel like it would be the first one. So, yeah, what do you do when, like, you're not feeling well? Since you're so busy taking care of the other two. I guess for Sarah, my question would have to deal with kind of the Billy thing, but it would be more broad of, would you give all of this up for the right guy? Like, if the right man came along, loved you for who you are, would you give all of this up? It would be a loaded question for her, so that one would be fun. Winnie's actually really hard. I don't know what I would ask her. I'd just be a little terrified. I guess I'd probably ask her why she hates humanity. Not that she needs a whole lot of reasons, because humans kind of suck. But it would be, why do you hate humanity? Who hurt you? It does the who hurt you thing. So yeah, that's my question for Sarah, Mary, and Winifred is, Mary, what do you do whenever you're sick? Winifred, why do you hate people? And Sarah, if you were to find the right guy, would you give all of this up? So thank you for that one. That one was actually very hard. Okay, so this is from one of my regulars who is commenting on a lot of my videos, which I really appreciate. So Universe Stars has 3 for me. Number 1 is, if you were the writer of Hocus Pocus 2, how would you do the ending of the story? Oof. Oof. Ooh, I don't know. This is another one of them I should have sat down and prepared for, because I really don't know yet. I don't know. I'd have to really, like, lay out my own plot line before I could do just the ending of the story, which I actually wrote one back when I was in 8th grade. I tried to write one. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it sucked. It was really bad and really stupid. But I tried. I was also a middle schooler, so, you know. And it did give me good practice for later on with my writing projects. So I guess I'll go off of that one, which I was kind of focusing on a redemption story in that one for Sarah. So for me, it was how I'd end it was she and the 2 other protagonists went up against her sisters, and then they found a third person who was kind of the mean girl at the school. And Sarah had to make the big decision of actually ending their lives, and she did, which redeemed her, and she was able to keep living. So she was able to find her happy ending after that. So I guess I'll go with that. As for this one, heck if I know. Number 2, would you rather meet Sarah Jessica Parker or Bette Midler? Well, as I have met Kathy and Jimmy, I would like to meet both of them at some point, but if I had to choose between the 2 of them, knowing how hard it is to meet either one of them, there are more opportunities, like with Bette Midler's Halloween that she does every year, to meet Bette Midler. I'm gonna pick Sarah Jessica Parker just because I don't know how anybody's ever met her. I'm gonna pick her because it's way harder to meet her than somebody who hosts a big thing every year, and it is something that you can pay an obscene amount of money for and go to, and run into her maybe. So I'd have more of a chance of meeting Bette at that than I would SJP, so if by some magical force I was able to meet SJP, that's who I'm gonna pick. And number 3, who's your favorite Pokemon? Infernape. Infernape is my favorite Pokemon. Oh my gosh. I'm excited about this question. Because I actually have thought about doing a video for this channel about what the Sanderson sisters Pokemon teams would consist of. I think that would be a lot of fun. But my personal favorite Pokemon is Infernape. The very first, like, game I played all the way through, I played some of Blue, I played some of Silver. I almost finished Silver, but my brother finished it for me when I wasn't looking, and I was upset. I kind of played a little bit of Emerald, but very little. So the first one I played all the way through from beginning to end was Pokemon Diamond, and I picked Chimchar, and this was one of the only times in Pokemon history I had gotten a female starter. And for some reason the name Vanity popped into my head. It just seemed like a really cool name for her. So that's when I named my Infernape. Now, to be fair, this was 15 years ago and I was 10 years old, so I didn't really know how to Pokemon back then. Now I do Nuzlockes almost every week. So I kind of overpowered my starter. So my Chimchar, which got to Infernape, was way OP, and the rest of my team was underleveled. I'm sure a lot of you who play Pokemon can understand where I'm coming from, because y'all probably did the same thing before. But we were going through the game and stuff. We got to the Pokemon League. Our resources were depleted by the time we got to Cynthia. And all my Pokemon were fainted. We had, except for 4 of them. So 2 of them were fainted. And those guys were at, like, half health except for my Infernape. We were going into Cynthia with no potions, no revives, no move restores, nothing. So it literally got down to a knockdown, drag-out fight between my Infernape and pretty much her entire team. It was down between my Infernape and her Spiritomb. We wasted all of our moves on each other because neither were affecting us. So we got to where we were using Struggle. Struggle causes recoil to your own Pokemon. So she's in red, I'm in red. My Infernape strikes first, knocks out the Spiritomb, but if I faint, I still lose, because I black out. My Infernape lived on 1 HP. 1 HP. Oh my gosh, that was the most exciting battle I've ever had in my entire life, and I love Infernape because of that. It's just such a really cool Pokemon. Infernape is my favorite. Thank you for that question. And if you guys want to see me do the Let's Build a Pokemon team for the Sanderson sisters, or for each one of the Sanderson sisters, let me know in the comments down below, because that is something I kind of want to do. Okay, so the next one we've got is from Cheyenne Grubbs. She's got 3 for me as well. How would the sequel have turned out if the sisters had won in the first one? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know, because I've never thought about that. An AU where they won. Because I'm trying to think of what would have constituted stuff after that. Like, what would the town have been like? Would there have been I feel like we would have kind of been in a, I'm not going to say post-apocalyptic or anything, because it's not going to be that bad, surely. But, I mean, it probably would have opened with, like, a crazy amount of children have been killed over the years in Salem. It would have, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go general with it. How would the sequel have turned out if the sisters had won? Dark. Extremely dark. It would have been so dark. So, yeah, that's it. Because I don't even, oh man, I don't know. Yeah, it would have been really dark. A lot of death and sadness. Okay, yeah. Moving on. How would the sisters' relationship be if Billy Butcherson wasn't involved? I don't think it would have affected Mary too much, but it might have, since she is kind of the peacemaker of the family. She does keep her eye on Sarah and Winnie a lot, and kind of keeps them apart and keeps them from fighting all the time. If Billy wasn't involved, I think Sarah probably would have gotten a lot more involvement with the potions and stuff, instead of just occasionally being told, hey, go do this, hey, go do that. She would have probably been right up there with Mary, kind of being her left-hand witch, instead of off to the corner vibing by herself most of the time. I think that would have been a little bit different. I think their relationship would have been a lot stronger instead of kind of estranged. Why a candle for the first film to bring them back to life? Why a candle? I don't know. I'm guessing they were just trying to attract a virgin pyromaniac. I don't know. That's a really good question. I guess because candles are so often used in rituals and stuff like that, it was probably the best way to do it, because, you know, who doesn't like playing with matches? I don't know. I'm going with they were trying to attract a virgin pyromaniac, and apparently they did. So, that's my guess. But I'm guessing it's also because candles are used a lot in, like, rituals and stuff. It's more natural lighting than electricity, I suppose. So, yeah, that's my answer to that question. Thank you. So we've got 3 from Solo Winters. The first one is, what superpower would you love to have? For me, I'd either have Sonic Scream and inextinguishable flames, or thermo variance. You're gonna have to explain that last one to me, because I'm not smart. I've always fancied snow and ice, so I'm gonna say give me ice powers like Frozone. I love ice. I love snow. I love cold. So yeah, that's for me, ice powers. 2, would you rather be a witch, a siren, or both like Sarah? Witch. Witch, easily. Number 3, what's your favorite movie of all time? My favorite is The Addams Family. Addams Family is incredibly good. Which version, by the way? Figure you're talking about the 90s version, but just checking. Jeez, my favorite movie. I really don't know. There's so many to choose from, because, you know, there's a lot of good films out there. There's The Shawshank Redemption, there's The Green Mile, there's there's several Batmans that are really good. There's all the Abbott and Costello movies in the world that I absolutely love. I don't know, it's really hard to pick a favorite movie. It's really hard. I guess if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Hocus Pocus. Thank you for that question. Yeah, Hocus Pocus is my favorite movie of all time over anything else. Thank you so much. I mean, you know, you saw me hold them up. I got it on Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, the novelization of the movie. Mary's way too far for me to reach, but I got the plushies. Like, what did you expect? It's Hocus Pocus to a T. Thank you so much for this question, Solo Winters. That was a lot of fun. So our last question comes from Ronnie Dodge. Do you think the witches will still be angry from the events of the first movie, which will make them more ruthless in this movie? Yes! They are absolutely still going to be teed off about what happened in the last one. They are not going to be happy when they come back again and they're just like, okay, we're not going to fail this time. Which we all know is probably wrong. They most likely will fail in the end, as is often the way of these tales. But, you know, we're gonna have fun watching them try anyway. Yeah, 100%. They're gonna be teed off. So, oh my goodness. These were a lot of fun. I want to do this again sometime. Maybe when we hit 1,000 subscribers. which is currently the goal, is to hit 1,000 subscribers before Hocus Pocus 2 comes out. You guys have done a phenomenal job over 2021 getting us to 600, which right now is 609. Thank you guys so much for that. I am loving being back on the channel, especially now that I have people who are participating. That was a big thing that made it very hard for me to keep going, was nobody commented. Very few people hit like. I mean, there for a while it was very disheartening, but now that I've got even just a small few of you who are constantly on the videos, talking to me, sharing your thoughts, and having a good time, that makes me keep wanting to do this. Even when things are super busy, I always try to carve out time now to do a video for you guys, because it's a lot of fun. As for upcoming content, next week I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to do a review of everything we know about Hocus Pocus 2 so far, to kick off the new year, before, you know, teaser trailers start dropping, which could be any time now. We don't know, because I don't know if they wrapped or not. I read that they were filming until Christmas, but they said nothing about coming back after Christmas. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to know if they've wrapped or not, but there's no articles telling me about that right now. So we're going to do a review video next week. After that, I'm considering doing the one that I mentioned and do Pokemon teams for the Sanderson sisters, because I think that would be a lot of fun. After that, I really don't know. I would love to see you guys suggest some stuff that you'd like to see me do on the channel. I do have one idea, and I'm going to go on and bounce it off of y'all. What would you guys think of audio fanfics for me? Because I am working on a 5-book series involving the Sanderson sisters, but more heavily Sarah. And it is a redemption arc for her and several other witches. It's a multiverse fanfic called Lunar Sorceress. It involves a witch guild that Sarah's joined. The first book really kind of focuses more on the Dark Shadows lore, but Sarah is very, very, very integral. She's very important to the plot. We combine Into the Woods, the Broadway show, not the Disney movie. I'm going to tell you guys that right now, because I did not like that film. Once Upon a Time, Dark Shadows, most especially Hocus Pocus, some Harry Potter elements. The later we get, more stuff flows in. It's actually a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed writing it. I haven't posted it anywhere. So I wanted to ask you guys what you guys would think about me doing readings, kind of doing like an audiobook format for them. I'll try to make videos to where you've got like pictures of the characters who are talking at the same time. I'll try to do what I can with that. It would be good for filler whenever I don't exactly have something in the works. I do have a video that I plan to do fairly soon. I gotta sit down and work it out. It's a new theory video that actually somebody commented about on my Sarah Sanderson theory, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. It's the most popular video on my channel. And it's about whether or not the second life potion would have worked for Mary and Sarah. And that really got my brain working. And I do have something with that. So that's probably going to come out after the Pokemon thing, probably. So if you guys are interested in doing the audio fanfics, let me know. And I will start trying to record book 1 and book 2, because those are both done. Probably do 2 to 3 chapters per video. Depends on length, but I'd say probably 2 per video at the least. So yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. And it would also give you guys a taste of what I think could happen in redemption arcs for certain characters, if the right circumstances presented themselves. So, that's all I got right now. Obviously, as soon as I hear more news, we're gonna have more Hocus Pocus 2 updates. That will always be, like, priority. If I have something planned and a news article drops or a teaser trailer drops or something drops, that's going to scooch out the video that I had planned for that week. That's going to be way more important, because we have 10 months until the movie drops. I am so freaking ready. 2022 started off on a really sour note with Betty White's loss. Please, God, I'm scared, y'all, because remember whenever I put up the everything I want to see and everything I don't in Hocus Pocus 2 video, and I said something about Mama Sanderson and I wanted to see Carol Burnett or Betty White play their mom? Well, I had a third choice before that, and that was Cloris Leachman. She died before I recorded the video, but I'd already had it scripted out. And now Betty's gone. Somebody please go check on Carol Burnett, because I'm scared I may have put something out in the universe. If this is my fault, I'm sorry. Somebody go check on Carol Burnett, please. It started off on a rough note, because we lost Betty White, who was a freaking legend. Drop some hearts for her in the comments down below, please. We got a big year coming. We got a big year for Hocus Pocus 2. It is the year of the Sanderson sisters. And I'm so beyond ready for it. I know everybody else is ready for it too. It's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Because for me, this is gonna be like content Armageddon whenever the movie drops. Because I've already joked about taking a week off of my job so I can do this. Because I'm gonna be so busy that week with I'm gonna do a full watch along, I'm gonna do a spoiler free review, I'm gonna do a spoiler review, I'm gonna do so many videos, I'm gonna have a video out per day that week, and then we'll go back to the weekly upload. But oh my gosh, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this channel in 2022. It's gonna be nuts, and I'm so glad all of you are here to enjoy the ride, all 609 of you. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we've gotten to this point. This was just This channel wasn't even supposed to happen, y'all. It was done for a school assignment in sophomore year of high school. I had to do it for a sophomore year of high school project. And after that, I just started uploading stupid little, like, AMV videos of my favorite characters, which back then this channel was known as Bellatrix Rock 16, so a lot of them were Bellatrix oriented, because, you know, she's still standing back there, guarding my closet door. And then it just kind of evolved, because then I was like, oh, maybe I'll put some actual content out there with me in it. And then those kind of, the Sarah Sanderson theory freaking blew up. That blew up. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe we need to do another one. So I did, like, top 10 most disturbing Courage the Cowardly Dog videos, which it's still on my channel. And that has a lot of views. It blew up. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe we need to actually start doing content, because we're actually getting views. And now we're here. As the fourth Sanderson sister, having a lot of fun talking about Hocus Pocus with you guys. So, thanks for being on this crazy ride with me. And buckle up, because it's about to get even crazier in this coming year. I'm really excited about it. There's still a lot of speculation going on, because we still don't know a whole lot. We know enough right now, but we're not going to know more until that first teaser trailer drops, which we had the teaser of a teaser. Which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. I've plugged so many videos in this one, looking like 40-minute video now. Whew, this is a long one, but it's been a lot of fun. So, yeah. That wraps up our Q&A video. Thank you guys so much for being here and for submitting questions. That was 16 questions. It took me 40 minutes. I can't imagine how long this video would have been if I'd had any more. It would have been a lot of fun. But thank you guys so much for participating. And that's all I have for you guys right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to this channel, please drop a like and hit subscribe. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before Hocus Pocus 2 drops, which I'm assuming is going to be October 1st. If we can reach 1,000 by October 1st, that would be insane. That would be awesome. So subscribe if you have not. It's free, it helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. This crazy fun video that we just did. And if you are a regular on my channel and are already subscribed, please drop that like and comment down below on, I don't even remember what I asked you guys to comment on at this point. Just comment on the stuff I asked you to comment on. Share your thoughts on all of this and maybe answer the questions that I answered. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Casey Zelgelman, aka the 4th Sanderson sister, and I will see you guys later.